Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Self-Made. Today we're talking QNT, the Quant network, and we're going to be going over some news surrounding the Quant network, talking some opinions, and just showing some facts, laying it out for you so you can see clearly that QNT is a massive project in the making. It's a very large part of Web3 and the financial system. It's the interoperability layer between everything, and I'm telling you, you want to invest in this while it's still at a low price. You may not think that $113 per coin is a low price, but trust me, it is. With what QNT does being the interoperability layer, 3 lines of code, ISO 222 compliant, and connecting everything together as far as Web3 and blockchains, making you be able to work with multiple chains together simultaneously. Banks are picking it up, fintechs, governments. QNT has its hand in CBDCs. It is something that you want to get into while it's still a lower price before it blows up and a ton of money floods in and skyrockets the price. The demand is high for QNT. The supply is rather low. Being 14.5 million coins, that's not a whole lot, okay? They're gonna go fast. The supply shock for QNT is real. Let's check out some news for QNT. Max supply is 14.8 million, a little more than 14.5, 14.8. 81% of the supply is already circulating, 1.7 billion fully diluted market cap, tripped to 10 billion market cap, which is very conservative in my eyes, I agree, brings it to a target of $681 right now. If you were to buy in, it would be a price of $114 per QNT, so that is quite the upside. That would make you a decent chunk of money, but that is just the start. When it comes to where QNT is going to go, it's going to be way higher than $681 per token. I promise you that. That's just in the short term. Long term is a whole nother story. Think Bitcoin numbers. I think it's going to surpass Bitcoin. I really, truly believe that in due time. Just be patient. The supply shock is coming. This is exactly what I was saying in the beginning of the video. The supply shock is coming. QNT is bigger than crypto. As you see here, QNT is at the center of it all. Global standardization, government connected, fintech involvement, consortium collaboration, enterprise integrations, exclusive experiences, private sector banking, DLT integrations. QNT is at the center of everything in Web3, and you can see that depicted here in this picture. QNT pending patent approval. If this one gets approved, it's close to 100%. Trillions will be flowing through QNT network and the overledger, pending for USA. Act accordingly. I say this all the time. Act accordingly, everybody. Invest while the prices are low. Sell when they're high. It's a simple thing to do, but hard for many. So here QNT and Make.com are now working together. They provide services for the US Army, which is huge, United Nations, BNY Mellon, which I honestly don't know what that is. Okay, so it's the Bank of New York. Mellon Corporation, commonly known as BNY Mellon, is the American Banking and Financial Services Corporation headquarters in New York City. Mass adoption for the Overledger. It is coming, everybody. You do not want to miss out. Make is in the US, France, UK, Israel, Brazil, Germany, and many more. It does e-commerce, digital agency, local business, nonprofit. We have some big names here. The Army, Meta, Spotify, United Nations. I mean, Remax. Come on, guys. But QNT has its fingers in everything. I'm telling you, everything. It's integrated everywhere. The more you look, the more you find. It's incredible. You aren't ready for what's to come. Dots are connecting, and I'm trying to show you those dots so you guys can see it for yourself. See the dots connecting and see why QNT is such a good investment. You can argue that other crypto projects that are a lot cheaper per coin than Quant are good investments, and I have to agree with you on that. But just purely off the real-world use case of QNT and what it's going to be doing, the utility factor of QNT as max utility, it's so important, and I just don't want people to miss out on it. Connecting all blockchains. QNT CEO Gilbert Verdian discussing the need for interoperability in Internet of Things. 30 billion Internet of Things devices are expected to be on-chain by 2030 and won't all be on the same chains. That's where QNT comes in to make everything interoperable between each other. That way, no matter what chain you're on, it all works seamlessly together. QNT is unrivaled in this area, okay? It is the one and only answer as of now for this. Let's watch this video.
So in terms of, I'm sure you're facing this every time you're going into these meetings, there's a lot of hesitancy about change full stop, let alone talking about these exciting esoteric ideas. So how are you getting over those issues of risk and security when you're getting to board level, when you're looking to secure funds? And then also, secondary to that, the final mile question. That's obviously where a lot of the slippage occurs. So it'd be great to hear the panel's approach to those ideas and concepts.
So I've worked in cybersecurity for 20 years as a chief security officer a few times in the last few roles. Security starts with trust, and at the end of the day, you can't trust people you can't control. So your environments in a supply chain, a multi-party environment, are very complex, and it's very difficult for you to embed and have the same controls on your competitors, your partners, third parties, as your own environment. You can only control up to your border. And if you look at what's happened recently, this is a board issue. The Target hack that really happened, I think it's about 5 years ago now, was from the air conditioning partner, which was connected to the Target network, and they used that to get in. So you're already on the back foot with cybersecurity and the risk that you have to manage. The way you address it is through proper risk management and through proper controls, and especially with IoT, because the devices that have come out in IoT do not have the same level of security as computers, because we've spent 20 years, 30 years improving operating systems, networks, and all the firewalls and controls that we have in place for computers, but we haven't done the same for IoT. IoTs are insecure by default, and that's what you have to work with. So the way you manage that is you have a segregated space for IoT devices where only they can communicate with each other. There is no network they can jump into which can affect them, and they're not on the internet, they're not on a public network, they're not on a private network, they're segregated. And for me, as a chief security officer in health, I saw this firsthand where IoT devices that were connected to people to measure blood and different metrics, they could have been hacked, and morphine levels could have been tampered with, so people could have killed themselves. So all the thresholds could have been actually changed remotely, so you can kill people with packets. So the way we fixed that was to completely segregate that environment as an engineering environment, as a IoT environment, and having no one access it except the device, and then back to the server and nothing else. So it's very difficult, but it's possible to do.
Some captured photos from the presentations by Gilbert Verdian to the Investment Association. RLN confirmed. RLN is estimated to have 270 trillion flowing through the network by 2027. Overledger/QNT era is soon to begin. This is more evidence foreshadowing exactly what is going to happen with the Quant network and the QNT token, specifically the price. It is going to skyrocket. All right, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of QNT. Let me know if you hold any QNT tokens, and give me what you think a 5-year projection is going to be for the price of Quant. This should be an interesting one. And let me know down in the comments if you have any other tokens you want me to check out and do a video of. I will get right on that as soon as possible. Subscribe to not miss any of my future videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.